everybody, and welcome to Monster Hunter Tri. This is the first game that I'm going to be playing on my new play show that will be an older game that I'm going to be playing in a new way. So, it's time to make this ridiculous, and what I'm going to be doing is playing this game in what's called a naked run, which means that I'm not going to be using any of the armor in the game, which is one of the more important parts of Monster Hunter for activating certain skills in that, and also increasing your defense when fighting monsters, so this is going to be quite the challenge. So, I'll just hop into the game here. So, the first thing that I'm gonna have to do is create a brand new hunter. Alright. So we're going to name him Lagiacrus. And I'm gonna keep him as a male character, because I think for a change the internet needs a male running around in their underwear. Now, will it not fit? Okay, so we're gonna be Reniculo, and we're gonna be just gonna be a ghost. Let's see. Now, which pair is going to be appreciated the most? Which underwear set? Which one shows the most skin? One of these two. Now let's go with the fancy gold highlights on the brown, see how that works out. And for base color, I'm gonna choose blue. Now, let's see here. Should we go for handsome or derpy? Yay! Liking that little smirk there. Hey, what's up? Oh, we could go for the old fella look, or just straight pissed. I think we're gonna go for the smirking wise Alec guy. Let's see, is there anything? Ooh. Should we go for the full ghost look? Yeah. Going no pupils. You know, normal stuff. Alright. Now on to facial features. Have him wear some eyeliner. Eyeliner and eyeshadow. A scar. Or going with the whole zombie theme. Might as well give him some skull tattoos. And what have we got for hair? How can we make him look the most ridiculous? Well, good old pompadour. Short mohawk. I'm liking the pompadour. You dead Elvis. Alright. And purple pompadour on zombie, or maybe make him a gingy. Nah, I'm gonna go for purple. And let's see, what voices do we have? I think I liked... Was it voice 4? Just the... Ooh. Ooh. Alright. Welcome to the world of Monster Hunter. And we're gonna be hunting in that underwear set the entire time. Alright, so this is the opening to Monster Hunter Tri, which I would be playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate if I had it, but this is what I have, and on a console that I can record. I've put in 90 plus hours into Monster Hunter 4U for the 3DS so far. Been having a ton of fun with that, and that's what inspired me to do a naked run of this game, and hopefully I'm up for the challenge. So this is Moga Village. It's a hunting village in the Monster Hunter universe. And yeah, they're just a peaceful little fishing town. And this here is the chief in the making, the guy there with the spiky gratuitous ass shot. This guy here with the spiky chin strap thing going on. And it's just a normal day in the village, trading, bartering, all that sort of stuff. But of course, it wouldn't be an action RPG game unless something went wrong. So this is introducing all the different characters you'll meet, and the different races, and the cats in this game are adorable and either helpful or extremely annoying, as I think we'll end up seeing in some of the missions. But basically what this game is about, if this is the first time you've seen it, and well, there's the earthquake there. There's things going horribly wrong. The idea is that you eventually get to a point where you can hunt giant dragons and other creatures. So now that this earthquake's happened, we're gonna be stepping in to help out. And in this video I'm gonna try to get through the intro missions so that after this we can start getting into the actual hunts and see, and well, do some things that'll be fun. Alright, so this is the village chief, and the guy with the spiky mutton chops is his son. So, hasn't seen 2 quakes in the same day yet, knock on wood. Alright, welcome. He's the chief. Moga Village is sustained on nature, and live long enough. Here it builds sinew and character. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, and they've got their turbulence. Ever heard of the Lagiacrus? So it's this giant sea monster that he's saying that it would thrash apart their fleet, and he thinks that it might be the reason why that earthquake happened. You felt those tremors, you know what's causing them. Sea is riled up. Moga Village needs a hunter to see if we can figure out what's happening here. Lagiacrus is mighty, too powerful for any human to tangle with, the way the villagers talk. But the Lagiacrus is big, but it still has to eat and rest. And if he were 30 years younger, he'd go and take it on himself. So the chief used to be a hunter. You. Speaking of youngins, did you get my son to talk? Quake yesterday hit before you had the chance. He couldn't have gotten far. Take a hike around the village and you'll find him. Alright, so he's gonna give me some money, and now I have to go find where his son is at. So, Usually he stands up on this box, but he seemed to have gone somewhere. I've got my house here where I can save and change my equipment. What I'm going to do, I'll talk to this guy here. Whenever those dots are above somebody's head, they want something from you. Hunter person? If you want to get to the Moga Woods, which is just outside of Moga Village, cross the bridge. You can get back the same way, so try not to forget. Let's see, you're supposed to ask permission, but I'm not telling you what to do. So the armory in that is right there. And I'm the hunter. And he gives me a whetstone, which I'm sure I'll be using a lot during this playthrough. Rah! It's a giant wyvern! Save us! Whoosh! So, she's going on about how different weapons could be used against a wyvern. Alright. Been here long. Yeah, you caught me dreaming of some virtual combat. And she works the weapon shop. So what I'm gonna do... Okay, virtual combat scenarios. Customer. Yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to one kind of weapon throughout this playthrough. So I'm gonna get rid of the greatsword. I play mainly longsword in Monster Hunter 4U, and I know how to use a greatsword, so I'm gonna choose something that's not quite maybe as hard to play this game with as a bowgun. Bowgun I've seen as more of a support class. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy the Iron Lance for now. And I'll go equip it. So I'm gonna try this playthrough with the lance. So here's my chamberlain, or feline that takes care of my house. And if I earn anything like some decorations for the house, I can get him to put them up. But I don't think that'll be too important. So what I'm going to do is equip this lance. I'm going to go sell my sword, see if I can't buy the other lance as well. Then I'll head into the Moga Woods, where Junior is going to be waiting for me, or the chief's son. Alright, think I can buy the bone lance now, because later on I'll be able to upgrade the different things. I don't think I need any potions now. I think that'll be explained to me. Alright. So like I said, this bit is probably going to be a little slow, as there's not anything too exciting going on. It'll go through the basics of the game, which it'll explain gathering, which is where you gather different natural resources and you can make things like potions and different items out of them. And then it'll also go on to explain gathering raw meat from the cattle-like creatures and being able to cook them, which has to do with stamina, which is the yellow bar that you can see on the screen now, and the green is my health. And underneath that is my sword, or my weapon strength, which can become duller and duller the more you attack. So that's why I was given whetstones by the kid, is that's how you sharpen them. So let's see what the chief has to say. Got to meet my son. He should be at the camp, which you can see on the map. The red arrow is where I just entered in Area 1. I'm going to be heading over to the little tent icon. There you go. You see the map. Red triangle shows where you are. The white icon that looks like a hut is the base camp. Use the map to find your way there. Use the L stick to move around, alright. Okay. So I'm out into the Moga Woods. And every time you enter a new area, there'll be this opening cinematic. Look at how majestic it is. It's the kind of place that that people might want to go vacationing at if it weren't full of monsters that want to throw you around and then probably eat you after. Alright, gotta tell you about dashing. The yellow bar, the more you dash, the more you'll use it up. Use the pad or the stick to look around. So I can look around like that, see all the beautiful scenery, and I'll also be able to use it to see where the monsters are. So with gathering, even though I haven't been told to do so yet, gathering in this place will usually give me herbs or different plant-like material because the gather point is looks like a plant. And you can eat herbs for healing on their own, but later on there'll be a mushroom gathering spot which will give blue mushrooms and different kinds of mushrooms, and with those you can also, there's also a combining system. So an herb and a mushroom, a blue mushroom together will create a potion. Alright, that monster is an aptonoth, a kind of herbivore, a plant muncher. Junior would probably appreciate some raw meat. Go on, face the aptonoth and attack it, before it skedaddles. The leaf eater can't hurt you much, which reminds me, the green bar at the top is your health gauge. Hit 0, you'll fall down, and after these, when you're on actual hunts, you can only die 3 times, or else you fail the mission. So you gotta make sure you know what's going on. Press X to draw your weapon. Press X for the A button to attack. Press them together in different combinations for combos. And put it away, press Y. Alright, so here we go. Our first actual hunt. Alright, reminds me of myself when I was your age. Of course, my stamina gauge was much longer. You can use carving skill to hack items from monsters you've killed. Once you've gotten some raw meat, take it to my son. He loves the taste of the raw meat. Put your weapon away and press the A button to gather materials. Alright, so what I'm going to try to do is catch a few more of these before they run off. And come back and carve the things off them later. I don't know if we'll be able to catch these two. Maybe the baby. Which of course this seems brutal, but the game doesn't really give you much of a choice. It tells you, hey, this world is hostile, and you have to hunt down these monsters that seem more like cows than dinosaurs to make your way. So even from that baby we got a couple pieces of raw meat. I'm just gonna gather some more. And this is something that probably seems mundane to watch, but after a while you'll have collected so much. Oh, and I couldn't get back to this one. It disappeared on me. So that's another thing about resources, that they can pop in and out of the game. So, what was I going on about? Yeah, it's a thing that is necessary in this game to gather different things, but as you go on there'll be easier ways to do that. And there's also the farm, where you can get the farmers to grow you plant-based items, and I think the kitchen later allows you to cook multiple pieces of raw meat at a time. Nice work, you reach the camp. It's a shadow of its former self because of the earthquake, and that's his son right in front of you. Go up and say hi. Yeah, the guy in the assless chaps. Let's see if we can get a view. Dang. You working out? Yeah, me too. Alright, what's happening? Well, appears I am standing merely inside of him. Alright. Hey yo! The old man sent you out here? Didn't chat more yesterday. I'm I'm the chief's son, And what am I doing here? Well, this is your base camp. I'm trying to figure out what we need. Can't say the earthquake was kind to this place. Need to fix it up before we can hunt from here. Head back, and got anything I could munch on? Well, it's quite oh, you want some raw meat. Okay. Well, here you go. Barbecue some raw meat. Alright. You have meat! Thank you! Something about animal flesh just gets my tummy all a-rumbly. Time to barbecue and chow down. Talk more about the base camp back at the village after I'm done some grilling. Scott's honor, see you there. Alright, so I gave him a piece of meat, and now we can head back to the camp. Maybe collect some things on the way. Hey there, kid. Delivered it to Junior. Time to head back to the village. Alright. But I think I can get ahead of myself here. And here's a gathering point for the mushrooms that I was talking about. So I don't want an excite shroom, though that could be useful later. Then maybe, since I said that, all it's going to give me is excite shrooms. Alright, looking for a blue mushroom. Alright, so I got one of them. And then over here, once combine a potion, which I'll do right now. So I'll go to combine, take an herb and a blue mushroom. It says that I can combine them into a potion with 95% success, so I'll go for that. Alright. So I've got one potion. Now, if I gather some honey from here, I can combine the honey and the potion to make a mega potion, which will heal me a lot more. And since I am not relying at all on the armor sets, which could give me some wonderful buffs and different things, and the most important buff being my health, or I guess not my health but my defense, I'm going to be relying a ton on different items. So I'm always going to want to make sure that I have a stock of potions on me. And let's get back to the village. And talk to Junior. And this game has a system that wasn't, well, a few systems that weren't brought back for Monster Hunter 4U, which is the newest one. And that's the night and day system, where each time you go out on a quest or wander around in the Moga Woods, it turns the clock by half a day. So now it's nighttime. Thanks for the meat. I could get woozy if I don't eat every couple of hours. So I just finished figuring out all the materials we'll need. We need to dig new latrines, rebuild the tent, cover the old latrines, delouse the bed. Some serious resources. You know what those are? You can increase your resources by hunting monsters in the Moga Woods. The monsters out there tend to love us for dinner. Oh geez. Alright. Fix the roads that got messed up, so go gather some resources. Got something for you. Here's a barbecue spit. So now we're gonna learn how to make some meat for ourselves. So there's also these villager requests. So it says need 30 resource points in order to fix up the camp. So we need to do that before we get any quests going from the Monster Hunters Guild. So here's an item lady, here's the guild lady. I can send fishing boats out later in the game and We'll see how that works, but it seems like the artisan wants to talk to me. It's you, getting by as far as weapons and armor goes. The chief told me to tell you about forging equipment. Alright, if you want to make a metal weapon, you'll need ore, and if you want to make some bone armor, you'll need bone. Alright, seems pretty straightforward. Check your hunter's notes. And if you're going to get into this game after watching different parts of this playthrough, potentially, the hunter's notes have a ton of info, even just about the different combos you can do with weapons and all sorts of stuff. Alright, so he's able to forge us things if we want, but we don't really have any materials to speak of. So what I'm going to do is go back into the woods, maybe after sorting my item pouch, and see what we can find out there for things we can make resources from. So now it's going to be at night, which I said is something that wasn't left in the games in the newest ones for the 3DS in 4U. And also, this game later on has content based on water, like fighting in water, which the Lagiacrus, as we saw in the discussions, is a giant water beast. But none of that's there anymore, and it's instead replaced with more vertical fighting, and you can jump and attack monsters at the same time and actually climb on their back. So this game plays a little differently. Hey, it's Junior. I know you're fresh off the boat, but I've got a favor. We need some resources. You know what's rich in resources? Carnivores. You're a hunter, hunt some. You should gather some herbs, and they grow like weeds around here. Well, I'm already one step ahead of Junior, and that I've been collecting some things. Any luck finding them? Alright, a cure-all for stamina shrinkage is a well-done steak. You know that barbecue spit? You can cook some raw meat on it. And then there's a little timing minigame that I'll show all you. Hold the L button and press the A or Y button to cycle through your items, and then release it again. Alright, so L button, what it does is it'll put the camera right behind your character, which is pretty useful. Right now I'm going to gather some herbs. Alright, you found some herbs. Alright. Hooray for gathering. It's the most fun part of monster hunting. Could you not think of anything more fun? Or maybe we can just get a shot of that booty. Alright, so now that I've collected some more herbs, let's see if we can't cook some raw meat. Alright, so it'll play a little song. And usually I tell by the coloration. Alright, so the song will play through, and you have to wait a little bit after the song, and then I usually watch for the coloration of the meat, though some people say you go on a count of like 1, 2, 3, and then press A. But if you get it right, you'll get a well-cooked steak, which will raise your stamina the most, and otherwise you can get a rare steak, which won't recover your stamina as much. Or you can cook it so little that it's still raw. Or you can cook it too much so that it's burnt. And I'm not sure which is worse, if it's burnt or rare, but I know that they're not as useful as the well-cooked steaks. Well, even I can make a mistake cooking some meat. So alright, I'm gonna eat that meat, and the yellow bar is now at maximum, so I can hold down R and dash for longer. So if I remember correctly, what we're going to be fighting here are some small raptor-like dinosaur creatures called Jaggy. Didn't tell you about the monster list, the monsters notes. Alright. Oh, I think this one they tried to incorporate looking at a monster and then dragging it into the hunter's notes to make the notes. So, but in the new one, they just have you buy the notes at the shop. Alright, so these are not those reptiles I was talking about. These are deer-like creatures called kelby that you can either knock out or actually kill for their hides or their horns. Alright, so that got me 2 points, but I believe I can also carve something off of it. Since a lance is more of a sharp and pointing weapon than, say, a blunt weapon, maybe like a hammer or something like that, that it's more likely to kill these kelby, while if you hit them more bluntly, you're more likely to knock them out and then you can carve their horns off of them. But I'm just starting this and gathering all my resources, so trying to make sure I have a good basis. So I think it's in this area, in area 6, where we'll get the introduction to the Jaggy. Clever girl. Calling its friends. Though I think in the lore of Monster Hunter these are all male Jaggy, and we'll fight the female ones later. These little carnivores are called Jaggy. Killing them is a great way to get resources, and watch your health. Need 30 resource points. Press the B button while moving with the L stick to evade. You can evade vertically underwater while attacking. Press the B button while holding up the L stick. Alright, so now it's time to figure out what the best way with dealing with these are. So I chose the lance for this playthrough. Oh no, my weapon's lost some sharpness, so he's telling me about the whetstone, which I might have to use soon. So why I chose the lance for this playthrough is partially because I haven't really used it a whole lot, and I want to learn a new weapon style, but also because it has a shield which can get useful when you don't have armor. But if I end up somehow finding this challenge too easy later on, which I doubt because this game can be tough as nails just as it is, even when playing with armor, I'll maybe change to something that doesn't have a blocking part to it. So, taking some silly hits here already. It's because I'm trying to get the Jaggies carved up before they disappear. But Jaggies are used in this game as sort of a swarming creature. They're not big or tough in any regard, so I've already killed 4 of them. But once they start swarming you around some bigger creatures, they can get annoying by hitting you and canceling your combos and things like that. So, just about got enough resource points to rebuild the camp. Bring it on. Boom. Alright, so with 6 Jaggies killed and the other creatures that I'd taken down. We now have enough resource points to go back and talk to Junior and hopefully start rebuilding the camp so we can take on some quests from the guild. But after, and these here are also annoying on different quests depending, they're called Banabra, and they're bugs that essentially explode when you kill them unless you poison them with a bomb, and then you can collect pieces off of them. But otherwise they're just sort of a nuisance that can actually paralyze you for a bit. So, these, what are they? Altaroth? I'll see once I kill one of them. Yeah, Altaroth. They're bugs that like to eat at different plants, and they can absorb them and make different items that if you kill them you can find them, but I'm just gonna do some more gathering, hopefully get a few more blue mushrooms this time to make some more potions. And then I'll go back and see just what I can do with Junior. Alright, so what I was saying is that in this game you're able to come out and explore the Moga Woods at any time, and once you've defeated certain creatures in the guild quests or in the village quests, they'll start to appear in the Moga Woods in your free playing, so that you can come out here and farm them for different parts you need. Because building... Alright, report back after you are done hunting. So I'll take down these, but the Moga Woods sort of functions as a free hunting, and you can die as many times as you want with no penalty, but you don't get paid for hunting any of the creatures. You just end up getting resource points off of them, which is alright, because if you're just going out to get carves off the creatures, that's alright. But they didn't bring that back in Monster Hunter 4U. Instead they did an expedition system which takes you out on a procedurally generated map, and depending on the different expeditions, different monsters will appear if you've defeated them. Alright, so I'm gonna make a few more stakes here. Cooking in the moonlight. Boom.
Tasty.
So tasty. Not sure if I've ever seen a piece of meat in real life that looked like that on the bone. But alright, so gonna head back into town, and now I'm remembering the next mission, which, I don't know, to me, I wasn't too much into the water-based gameplay, but this next part sort of introduces you to it and has you go spearfishing, which there's also from the land fishing as well with hook and lure, but I'm not sure if I'll be showing any of that. So let's see. What does the chief have to say? Quake left the base camp in shambles. Why the long face, Hunter? Camp's a lost cause, is that what you're thinking? There are no lost causes, only lost confidence. Camp needs a little work. Okay, a lot of work. Well, never worry. I've I've unlost causes a lot more dire than this one. You think this village built itself? Takes a little teamwork. I'll round up the resources and material, and we'll handle all the labor. Alright, remember your final goal will be to take out the Lagiacrus. So, that's going to be my idea too for this playthrough, is to at least try to take out the Lagiacrus, if not going further, because spoilers, there is further and tougher than the Lagiacrus, but I at least want to make it that far. So alright. So we can't generate any resources because we didn't really find any items that are resources, but we do have this hunt report, which will give us 41 points, and we'll also be given some items. So shroom germ, that'll be used in the garden. Find pelt that can be traded. Curved fang can be traded. Sell it for money. Some more raw meat to make some barbecue from, and some dung that's also used for farming. So I can fill out this. All right, thanks, Hunter. I'd have figured you'd gather the resources we need to repair the camp so quickly. Leave the fixing to us. If you come across valuable commodities while I'm tallying up spoils, if I trade in commodities, I'll get a lot of resources. Oh wait, there's actually a few more. Now I get to learn how to do some mining, actually. The artisan will give me a pickaxe. Alright. Let's give that weapon of yours a little upgrade so you see what all this is about. Well, wipe the smile off your face. You're gonna have to fetch some iron ore. Take a pickaxe. So he gave us a mega pickaxe. And his request is for us to mine at least one piece of iron ore. And I'll talk to the chief. No trouble in rounding up the resources. Heard he wants you to find some iron ore. But that guy's the worst of them. Known him since I was younger. We butted heads more times than the sky has stars. Just see what he makes of you. Remember seeing a brazier burning just outside the village? We might want to take a closer look. Alright, so he gave me some more money, and what he's telling me is where to find the torch, which we'll pick up as we go. Alright, so she's telling me that she has all the items, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy some old pickaxes and some iron pickaxes as well, just to make sure. So I'll sort my items, and then I'm gonna go out and mine some ore for the artisan. And then after that, there's going to be the fishing mission. And this is going to be quite the intro episode. And maybe I'll cut it into parts, but not likely. So, alright, he's going to tell me where it is and that I found it. So there we go. Found myself the torch. And I'm going to collect some more herbs. Alright, so that's all the herbs there. And then I'm gonna go collect some more mushrooms and honey. You do have a pickaxe. Yes, I do. He's just making sure. Which is a little funny design-wise, that if somehow between talking to the artisan and going out on this quest that we misplaced the mega pickaxe, well then you just wasted all this time running out here. Though it's not too far back to the village, it does just take some loading time. And some more honey. As we watch the Aptonoth drink water and frolic in the background, while our skull-faced pale hunter picks up some honey. Alright, so I'll make myself as many potions as I can. And if one of these fails, like it did right there, you end up getting garbage, which the only thing you can really do with is sell, and I think for one gold or zenny as it is in this game. So I'll try to make as many mega potions as I can, and they were all good. Then kicking the start button or the plus button is you can kick. Let's see. So I'll sort, and I'll put some speed combos on here. So the potion and the mega potion I'll put on that list. And now I'm going to want to grab the torch and head to area 4, where it's a dark cave, but it's where I'm going to find some ore. So here I think is when we first run into the felines. They're pretty friendly and they won't bug me. But then there are, I wonder if they're over here. Then there are the ones with the black pelts, and they're called melines, which I'm not sure why. That's a little curious. Why the melines, the black pelted ones, are the ones that will bother you and come up and try stealing stuff. But these ones won't care. You can even push them around a bit. They'll only care if you start to attack them. So, I'm going to light up my torch and go into the cave. See what we can find. It's pitch black. You might want to use your torch. Well, thanks, Chief, but I'm one step ahead of you. Alright. So now, in here, you can hear the felines, and their village is actually in there. I don't know if I'll ever actually need to go there, but instead I'm gonna look around for some ore. See if we can't find something down here that we can mine. I think we're getting close. Yeah, right here. There's an ore nodule. And he'll tell you that I can mine right here. I have to turn out the light. Start using a pickaxe. Nice work. Found a piece of iron ore. When I broke the pickaxe, and there's also this little crawly thing right here. And if they jump on you and attack you, well, then they end up sticking on you and sapping your health. But now I can carve something off of it. Got its stinger. Those are apparently baby wyverns, or baby dragons, which is kind of interesting that they look a lot like leeches. So, found a couple pieces of ore, and now to help me out, I can turn my torch back on and get out of here and head back to town. If I can find my way to the exit. Alright, so this is where it came from. Can I get back up here? climb my way up and head back towards the village. And this isn't the size of the entire Moga Woods area. In the next part, once you go swimming, it'll open up the entire map. And it's actually quite a nice map, even just for the free hunting, because it kind of has a mix of all different sorts of areas. The life of the village is tied to the land around it. You can explore and get resources and combine materials. Take the iron ore to the blacksmith and see what he thinks. So that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully he thinks that I found some good quality ore. And we can be the best of friends. Because I sure know that I'm going to be relying on him in order to make some powerful weapons. Because that's all that's going to be able to keep me alive in this game. It's going to be quite the challenge. So once again, it's going to flip over to nighttime. And I'll talk to the artisan and deliver the ore. Would you look at the iron ore? It's really quality stuff. Maybe not the best. You've earned a little lesson in upgrading. Upgrading is when you want to enhance something, which you'll need either parts that you've gathered or that you've carved off of other creatures in order to build up the strength of either, well, in my case, only the weapons or the armor. Oh, and this kid wants to give me a bug net. All right, and that's for gathering at bug spots that you might have seen me run past because we didn't need to be there before. Heard you went to see the artisan. That old son of a gunner is usually pretty stubborn about accepting new folk. And while you're making chums, we've been working hard. The repairs are done. The head farmer is looking for you. Alright, so I'll go see what the farm is about. And this is the place where you can get this Wyverian, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is the type of older sort of reptile-looking characters in the Monster Hunter world, and his feline friend to either grow you your mushrooms or your herbs, and you can later unlock different sections of the farm. Oh, isn't it the hunter everybody's fussing over? Whoop-de-freaking do. You think you're such a big deal with your purple pompadour. Don't even worry about it. You see this farm? It feeds Moga Village. That's right, farmhands. We need felines. The earthquake scared them off. That's why the fields look like a big pigsty. No offense, Sir Oinkalot. Stuck working all by my lonesome. This here's what's left of the old harvest. You can't eat it on your own. Alright, let's agriculture something. So let's see, I'm gonna cultivate. It's looking like we're needing some herbs. Put some dung, and for a maximum of 3. Or I don't have enough points. Okay, for 2. So in between quests or expeditions to the Moga Woods, I can come back here and grab some things. Would you look at that? One of the felines has come back. Which I already told him to grow me some things. So I can talk to him. Veggies, veggies, veggies! There's more to meat. There's more to food than meat. Let's see. Is chemical and additive free. We use absolutely no Gigi extract pesticides ever. That's why they're the purtiest. And they're definitely more tasty. Scared away his friends. This might be fun. Fancy changing my name? Nah. I'll leave it. Chickaroy. And this is our piggy, which you can play a fun little game with. If you pick him up and pet him, you can pick him up and carry him around. Or, oh, we get to name him. Oh, going with Loki for sure. The god of madness. Alright. So we can snuggle him or change his costume or pick him up and carry him around. So in the Monster Hunter community, there's this joke about a thing called the desire detector or something along those lines, where the game can apparently tell when you're looking for a certain part and it won't give it to you, but there's an idea that playing the game with Poogie will offset the desire detector and you'll be able to get the piece that you want. Nobody's figured out if that's true or not, but once you get to higher levels of this game, the carbs end up being 1% or something like that, so it can get a little grindy near the end. Oh, I found some ore that the smith liked, and let's see. Good feeling about you. Hopefully you can solve the mystery. You'll get bored if you have to wait around for the repairs. Well, you're more tenacious than a Kelbian heat. Well, alright. Gigatons of water. If you're gonna take on a sea monster, you gotta get your feet wet. Well, alright, he gave me some fishing harpoons. So now I can go ahead and hunt some fish. And if I remember correctly, that will be the end of the intro bits, and then I can actually start doing videos of the hunts of the different monsters, moving up from the smaller, I guess it's kind of an oxymoron, the smaller big monsters up until the really big ones, or at least as far as the Lagiacrus. So see, now the map is all open, and I can head out to sea, and Junior just told me that the fish I'm looking to hunt with the fishing harpoons are in Area 11. So I'm not gonna waste any more time gathering materials. I'm just gonna go and get that done. So there's a few different markings on the map now. There's the paths that were signifying the on-foot paths in between the different areas, but you can see that there's an arrow from Area 8 down to Area 5, and that just means that you can take an exit that's located around near that area, and it'll drop you down to 5, but there's no way to go from 5 directly to 8, so it'd be something like jumping off of a cliff and then landing in the area, which is another curious thing in the Monster Hunter universe, just how athletic the hunters are and how much shock their bodies seem to be able to absorb. So now we're going to get our first taste of some swimming action. Ready to get your feet wet? Struck you in the Moga art of swimming. You haven't eaten in the last hour, eh? No matter. Point the camera in the direction you want to swim and move. Dashing, evading, and attacking all work like you're on solid ground. Alright. So the L stick moves the character, while the R stick moves the camera, which determines what direction your character is facing in. And you can still hold the R shoulder to swim. And then we're gonna go harpoon us some fish. Try not to drown. So there's a blue meter now on the far left. underneath all the other information, that's an oxygen supply. So it's another added thing to watch out for on top of everything else. So now here's a cutscene of the first underwater cavern that we're introduced to, and some fish that I can stab with my harpoons. It's the molid. Luckily it's not a very fast swimmer. Get close and take it down. Can weaken fish with your weapon, but I recommend using a fishing harpoon, then carve the materials from them. Alright. Let the water warfare begin. Okay, so if I get up close to one of its flat sides, bam! Good work. You might earn the right to call me Junior someday. Just between you and me, the return to village option has now been added to your game menu. Zip right back to Moga Village. Alright, so then I'm going to want to carve what I can. Got a fin off of it. And go see if I can't do the same to this one. Go down so easy with the fishing harpoon. Kind of feels like it barely even poked it. Alright, so that's all that we need to do for that. So I'll go to return to village. So whoa, as soon as we get in, everybody's wanting to talk to me. You seem to be doing pretty well. Now you're working for the Hunters Guild. That ought to heat things up. Bring you a little something. An armor sphere. Well, I won't be needing to use that at all, because I'm not using any armor for this run. Alright, guess what? Throwing a celebration. Just got some killer sets of armor. Well, once again, won't be needing any of that. And can probably just go and sell the armor sphere. Swim in the direction you're facing. Sweetheart from the guild has a message for you. Better go see if you haven't yet. Alright. Oh wait, can I turn in those molids for resources? Jiggy and the fish. Take those resources. Go talk to the chief. Alright. Get a good set of lungs. Part where I pay ya. Alright, 1500 zenny. And let's see what the guild sweetheart. Hey! It's my favorite hunter. Guess you just got into contact with me. The Hunters Guild. Here it is, your very first quest. Completing it will cause both your skill and your reputation to skyrocket. In theory. The only quest has you collecting a bunch of mushrooms. Well, just for the sake of not having this be terribly boring playthrough series, if this first video hasn't deterred you yet, I'm going to do that quest off camera, and I'll be doing all of the main hunting ones. All the main hunting ones on camera. So, she's got more items for me. And let's go check out the farm. Alright. So, you can view the crop box, and Chicory has made 5 herbs for us. So I can take those, put them in my box at home, and that'll just be a useful resource. So, to end off the video, I'm gonna sleep and save my progress. So, this is Reniculus taking a nap, getting through the first hour or so of the intro of Monster Hunter, and until next time, keep raising your hunter rank.